Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Here we are with a new month, and we're going over the NRL22 October Course of Fire. Pretty straightforward Course of Fire, all things considered. Relatively small target sizes across the board. Not a lot of mental things going on. It's just going to be getting stable positions and target acquisition and hitting those small targets and making good win calls. But we can kick it off with stage number 1 called All Tricks, No Treats. It's a 10 round stage, 120-second par time. Here's one of those stages, again, sort of mental game, right? We have 2 targets at 100 yards, a 2 and a 3 inch. You have to choose which one you want to engage. The smaller target is worth 10 points. The larger target is worth 7 points. And we have a ladder, and basically the stage description is 2 shots from each rung and then move. If you can't reach a rung safely, you can repeat a rung, but you do have to transition after every 2 shots. Again, you need to notify either the RO or the scorekeeper or whatever and tell them what target you're going for so the spotters know what to look for. And if you want to switch between, you can, you just have to announce that. So relatively straightforward stage. It's a ladder, but we do have the use of optional tripod rear. So something that if you haven't practiced might throw you for a loop, but definitely can help you, especially if you're going for that smaller target. Now, we've talked about ladder stages before, or if you're new here, we haven't, but we always usually encounter a ladder at some point during the Course of Fire. So all my normal tips and tricks apply, right? Start at the top, go with gravity. However, I'm going to mix it up this time and give you an alternate way to do this. Because we have tripod rear, I think the key is that when you use a tripod, if the tripod's in this position and I'm on the bottom rung or second from the bottom rung, and I go transition to the 3rd rung, notice how if I'm sitting here and the tripod is in the correct spot for the rear end of the rifle, just like this, and I transition to this rung, now I need the tripod to come closer to me. I'm always, if I'm going bottom to top, I'm always moving the tripod towards me, right? All the way up here, tripod towards you. And that's important because you generally want to be able to move the tripod towards you and not push it away from you where the legs might collapse. So I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. I am gonna use tripod rear. I'm gonna go bottom to top, and that's gonna do 2 things. One, it's gonna get me a super stable position on the bottom, where I'm actually probably not gonna use the tripod. I'm gonna go with my tried and trusty pump pillow as rear support. That's gonna help me get a good wind call. I'm gonna start in that small target, hopefully get a good wind call, maybe, hopefully get some impacts, and then we're gonna work our way up instead of working with gravity. Now, I know that's not gonna work for everybody. If you have trouble getting out of a prone or semi-prone position, or if you have bad knees and these lower positions are more difficult for you, by all means go bottom to top or top to bottom. But I think having that tripod always being pulled towards you is actually gonna make things a little bit smoother. Whereas if you started on a higher rung and then you have to move to a different rung and you're in the way, you have to lift the tripod up and move it and then pull it back towards you so you're not pushing it in on itself to collapse the legs. Remember, when it comes to the tripod, the key is give yourself a thumbs up, grab here, butt of the rifle goes right here, and then your trigger hand, if you're right-handed, goes this way. It's gonna be the opposite. Thumbs up if you're left-handed, thumbs up with your non-dominant hand, butt of the rifle goes here, and you're gonna reach through the leg of the tripod, engage the trigger that way. So that's enough yapping. Let's see what this looks like in practice. Got a timer set for 2 minutes. Let's turn the trigger cam on here. And one more point of note, I have attached my Armageddon Gear flat bag, and it's towards the front of the rifle. And normally you would want the rifle or the bag, kind of at the balance point of the rifle, but because we have rear support, tripod rear, we want enough room to be able to maneuver the tripod without interfering. If the rifle was all the way up here, then we have less room, you might interfere with the ladder, etc. So I have that bag way out front. Okay, let's try bottom to top and see how this goes. So we're gonna make sure that's started. We're gonna get that going. Start all gear in hand, including the tripod. Timer goes off. I'm gonna leave the tripod there. Bottom rung. Get into a prone position. Super stable. Try and get my wind call. Find the target. And I don't have my bolt. but we're gonna just pretend, click, it's gonna be 2 shots each, and click. That was super easy. Transition up top. Now we're gonna bring the tripod in by pulling it towards us. Give ourselves a thumbs up, support the butt of the rifle. Find the target again. Click, cycle the bolt, click. Who forgets the bolt to the rifle? Third rung, pulling the tripod towards me, super stable here, click, cycle the bolt, click, bolt back to move. Fourth rung, and we're trying to get it lined up. So natural point of aim is towards the target. Come in here, find the target. There it is. Super stable with the tripod rear. Click, cycle the bolt. Click, last rung. Up top, natural point of aim. I'm looking in the direction of the target. I'm gonna bring that tripod in. Click and click. So, don't know how long that was. Probably had about 10 or 15 seconds left. Plenty of time if you know how to manage the gear properly. So, again, that bottom rung, using the pump bellow for support, there's time. And yeah, having to pull that tripod towards you each time. And as you saw, even before I grabbed the tripod, like on this rung, you know, I'm square to the target, looking at the target, pointing the rifle there, and then I'm bringing the tripod in. So my natural point of aim is very close to the target, so it's just minor adjustments. You know, if you need to move left or right, you've got some play with how you left to right play. You have a little bit on how you tight you grip the leg, or you can kind of move your hand in and out, and then up and down is just gonna kind of slide along the tripod to give you some vertical adjustment. But as your natural point of aim is on target, you're gonna have a lot better time with making minor adjustments with that tripod rear support than trying to readjust the tripod to fit a bad position that you built. So, if you like these videos, let me know down in the comments while you're down there. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you can't wait for the videos to be released, they are now all available on Patreon, ad-free for Patreon members. They're released all 5 at the same time, or as soon as I can upload them. And yeah, so if you want to get a sneak peek, otherwise we're releasing videos once a day, every day, leading up to the first Sunday of the month for the first matches of the NRL22 October Course of Fire. Thanks for hanging out with me, and again, any comments down below? How are you going to approach this? Are you going to go top to bottom? Are you going to go bottom to top? Let me know down below, and until I see you next time, as always, score more points.